Hey, 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 welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host and part of the RSG crew. Glad to have everybody here on this Monday, the week of Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody is getting prepared to have a wonderful Thanksgiving with their families. Glad to have everybody here. Sorry for a little bit of a delay. Skype is fighting me right now, and I don't know why. It is pissing me off. So we'll see if I can get Skype here working. It says it's up, but I'll find out here in a second when I try to introduce everybody. So that should be very fun and interesting. Glad to have everybody here. Welcome to RSG. If you're new to this and wondering what the hell am I watching, this is our lunch stream. This is where we hang out with you guys for the next hour or so. We'll answer your questions. If you have questions, go ahead and put those in the chat now. All you need to do is put question in front of your statement, and we will scoop those up. And then we'll have somebody scoop that up as well so to read your question. So there's that. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up on the video if you have. It helps us get our content onto the YouTube world. And then on top of that, if you haven't already become a subscriber, we do a lot of live streaming. So if you'd like to get the latest and greatest of what we're doing and when we're streaming live, then you can do that. Also, we have our Patreon as well. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, we really appreciate all our Patreon supporters, and we really appreciate all the support you guys give us to keep us putting out the content that you guys enjoy so much. So that being said, let me see if I got Skype working. And let's see if anybody responds. So the first person we'll introduce is, of course, the Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. Are you there, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman?
Salagadoola, Mechicaboola.
All right. Oh my God. I wish I hadn't. Skype
Put
wasn't
them
working.
together and whatever.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Boo.
Okay, Cindy Relly. Also joining us, we've got. He's got so many titles. It's beyond comprehension now. But the big deal himself, Grande Patron, is here.
Boom shakalaka! I had a little minor emergency. We had a child with a bloody nose right as the stream started.
Oh.
But apparently, situation A-OK, and embarrassment level is down now, and we have Kleenex. So
Okay,
we are good to go.
That's right. Stuff that in there and tell them to get on with their day.
Wipes. All the kids are home because it's Thanksgiving break.
That's right. So, hey, very nice.
It's gonna be fun.
Very nice.
Real quick, I wanted to give a little shout out. I met a new little guild yesterday.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of great people, and the name of the guild is called Gray Force Alliance. And I wanted to give them a little shout out. And we were helping them with something, and I thought at some point we might want to do another how to put your profile in swgoh.gg again, because apparently I thought everyone knew how to do this. There are still players out there that have real trouble with this, or tried it and then stopped. Perspective, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think, oh yeah, everybody, duh, and then all of a sudden, no, not everybody.
That's
not
a good point. Well, I guess we can make that happen. I'm down for it. So, all right. Also join us. We've got all the way from across the pond in jolly old England, the one and only Mike Hunt.
Good evening. I'm still buzzing. I don't know whether you recall, I may have mentioned once or twice recently that I was approaching a landmark viewing figure, and I have exceeded it.
All right, you hit 1,000 viewers.
Yes, I have now had over 1 million views.
Over 9,000?
Over 9,000? Yes.
Wow.
It's true. And to every single one of you that has watched one of my videos, I thank you.
That's right. There you go. That's a nice milestone. We're not close to that yet. We're only over 800,000. So one day we'll get there. We'll get there someday, Finn.
I'm one of those people that watch Mike's videos, though, so I take credit for his.
Well,
that's the RSG way.
Yeah,
and I've watched some of his videos, and mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Oh yes, always. There's always a mistake in there. Something.
Yeah, I mean, you can't unseen what you've seen. All right, so congratulations to you, Mike, on that. That's a big deal. Not grande big deal level, but hey, you take what you can get, right? Also join us.
You're all a big deal. Everyone is a big deal. Just saying.
True. That's true. Also joining us, we've got Zyla Takedown here.
Bueller.
Stoner Jedi.
Bueller.
He's muted.
Oh, he missed
The
it.
baby has muted.
My apprentice.
Put the
needs-
bong down, dude, and take off mute.
My apprentice needs his diaper changed.
Hey Ranger, how you doing today?
I'm
by the
doing
way?
good, man. You know, I'm up to my ass and elbows in schoolwork, so I've got some major projects I got to get done today by myself. I don't want to talk about that, but I will get them done and continue to get my good grades like I always do. Um, I've been up early working on the other stuff so I can try to get done because there's some stuff that people want to do tonight. So I'm going to do everything I can to be available for the fans so I can do that, but I still need some time to get my schoolwork done. And
You know what
there's
can help with that?
cocaine.
No, raise your arms, because then you'll only be up to your butt in schoolwork. Because it only
That's not
reaches
gonna
your
be
elbows
nice.
too if your hands are down.
Finn,
But
I
if you
hate
lift your
you.
hands
Finn,
up,
I'm
then
not
your
in the
elbows are
mood.
higher.
I'm not in the mood for your retardedness today. Really not.
The other thing that helps is
Not
copy and
retarded.
paste.
It's true.
Hashtag
Mhm.
plagiarism.
You know what else helps? Crowdsourcing.
Plagiarism. No, they have this software, Mike, that allows that not to happen anymore. So you can't do
No,
that
true.
anymore.
You just change the name, and apparently it's all good.
No, that's not how that
And
works.
just put the whole thing in quotation marks.
Yeah, that's
To be or not to be by Ranger J 1999.
right. I wrote that. Like, to be or not to be, that be the question. I changed it. It's mine.
Oh, Horatio, I knew him well. My Ranger J 1999.
You could redo the whole thing. To be or not to be, that is the question.
'Tis
Whether
more
Evan-
noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of such. Wait, isn't that Shakespeare? No, it's me, Ranger J 1999. I
No,
wrote
this
it.
is how I
Whether
always
Evan was a
talk.
Jedi only in name
Mhm.
or only in name. The
I've
Jedi
got it to
Evan
Zeta or
has
not to
appeared in
Zeta. There you go. Then it's yours.
Grande, grande, wife, where art thou, grande?
At 2 Ranger J 1999.
Oh my god.
While he's talking to
Julius
a,
Caesar.
and you should be holding a Revan mask while you're talking to him.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Man, so do we want to? So Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So roster review, and for anyone that has trouble actually logging in, we will teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
But player ID,
Yeah.
player ID is different than ally code, right? A lot of people were thinking ally code and player ID are the same thing.
No.
You find your player ID in the settings at the if you click the little gear icon at the bottom,
Yep.
it says player ID, and it's like 27 characters long or something.
Yeah, if you're using an emulator, you can copy and paste it.
Yep.
And that's the easiest way to do it. If not, then you're gonna have to just the old-fashioned way and type
There's
that
some
crap in.
Yep, and there are some L's and some I's and some O's and some zeros that look the same.
That's right.
So that's
Those
that could be a little bit of a challenge.
Don't forget
A
the
little bit
ones.
of a-
The ones sometimes look like the L and the I's too.
Oh God,
And so
yeah.
you have to you're logging into the website. You're not changing anything that you do with the game you play on your phone or on the emulator. It's everything to do with the website.
That's just true.
And so they're two totally different things. And basically, swgoh.gg scrapes the data from the game. So you play the game just like normal, and now the website can do things like see your mods, see what your arena rank is, look at your characters, all this kind of good stuff. But they are different. And anyway, it was just a different perspective for me to help a couple of players with that. It's been a long time. I bet it's been like a year and a half, 2 years, maybe longer, maybe 2.5 years since I helped someone kind of, put all that stuff in.
Yeah. All right. We've got a roster review today. If you would like a roster review, all you need to do is create a GG page. If you need help with that, you can always get with us in Discord. And once you do, then you just send that over to good old Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, who will scoop it up, make sure he does respond. And then we will add you to the queue. And in about a month's time, we will get to yours. It's about where we're at with the roster reviews. A lot of people want them, and so we're doing our best we can.
Can I make an announcement on that really quick?
Yeah.
I didn't realize this until I was looking back at it.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that we have done at this point like over 200 roster reviews?
Over 9,000? Oh, 200. Never mind.
I had a comment on that in TW. We helped a player in PVE Elite is a guild we played in TW. Great guild, by the way, and they did really well in TW. They beat us, but one of the players there, Han Stoll, we had reviewed his roster back in July, and he was like number 104, and he's like, "Dang, how many rosters have you reviewed?" And I'm like, "It's 200, man, 200." He's like, "Holy crap!" So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, how did everybody's territory wars go this weekend? I know we won.
I felt bad.
We faced a great guild. They did a great job on defense. Corruption, I think that's how you say it. Xylo, correct? No, he's still not here. Never mind. But yeah, it was a great fight. Dr. Finn, how did yours go?
I felt bad. We faced a guild we shouldn't be facing. They didn't.
So you slaughtered them?
Yeah, unfortunately, they managed to kill one of our territories after 19 attempts on a Revan team, and they cleared them.
Dang.
It was an unfortunate matchup. We're at the point where we have. So a lot of guilds may face this, so I'm just gonna like explain it. But so in our territory wars, we've had people that will like sign up. So originally we were trying to make it mandatory because we were trying to make sure everyone hit that 120 milestone and everything, and we're well above that now. And one of the frustrations was people queuing up and then not really contributing to territory war.
Right.
And they would do defense, but we need offense now. Like at 170 million GP, like it's not just about defense anymore. You could get away with that below. You can't get away with it at the higher GPs. And so we've basically made it so it's somewhat optional, right? So if you're queuing up, we expect you to participate, but we're making it so you don't have to because we know there's a lot of time sink and everything into the game. And so we're queuing up with about like 43 to 45 people each time. And the matchmaking when you're not queued up with at least 48. So if you're not 48, 49, and 50, the matchmaking is just it leaves a lot to be desired. And
sometimes you'll have everyone and you'll still end up with like a funky match.
Yeah.
So it does happen. You win some, you lose some, right? I mean, sometimes we thought we had one where we cleared the whole board, and then sometimes some people come really late from behind, right? They work well under pressure, I guess, and they get cut back from behind and work well. So go figure. But as long as we all had fun, that's the part that matters.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've been noticing is that. Back on the reward scheme is a lot of people don't feel that the amount of time spent in territory wars are worth the rewards. So a lot of people just post a couple defensive teams and then don't do anything for the rest of the territory battles because that's what they think. So.
Again, balancing act, right? I mean, we've talked about this before in territory wars. If you make it, if we make the rewards super OP, right? Like you give shards for the newest flavor of the month. Let's say they gave shards away for, the dark side Bastilla. You'd have people potentially breaking the game, like hacking the game in order to win, in order to get shards. And now they're perma-banning people. That's not really all that fun or great, right? If they did that, I mean, if somebody hacked the game where they got God mode, where every time they went into a battle, regardless of where they won or lost, it went sent back to the server that they won, that'd be terrible.
Well, I'm not saying they need to do like OP rewards. Just give the people some more incentive to actually participate.
Well,
let me ask
I'm
you this.
okay with the rewards.
I'm okay with the rewards. I think it's up to the guild to decide and the player as to whether or not they want to participate or not. You don't have to. It's the same thing with Arena, right? Let's be honest. Arena has one of the best rewards in the game because if you can get to rank 1, your crystals go so far. But how many people just don't feel like they want to participate in Arena? I mean, I'm at that point. I just don't feel like I want to spend all that time doing 5 battles in order to climb up and all that. And I mean, I can beat most of the Revan teams now. It's not a big deal, but it's like I don't really feel like doing all of the additional battles. I don't think the rewards in territory war are going to change that. it really is like the competitive spirit that is driving territory wars, not so much the rewards. And case in point is just T-Money, who goes just crazy over everything.
She's a
related
little
to
bit of a territory war dictator, but we love her for it.
But that's the way she
Yeah,
is,
the way
right?
she
That's
is.
the
Yeah,
way that her
absolutely.
guild
There's
has
nothing wrong with it.
coalesced.
Yep.
And so it's important that you find a guild of the same mindset. Like our guild, we were okay with saying, yeah, we've reached the 120 million milestone, so we get that extra Zeta now. And so we can make it mandatory. We'd rather have people that are joining compete rather than people joining because it's mandatory and then the whole guild kind of getting upset because there's certain people that aren't attacking for like the entire fight. There's teams we need to take down, and so it's a guild.
Right? What would we consider okay participation? I mean, if you have a player that puts 5 teams on defense and attacks 5 times, is that okay participation? Some people would say yes, and some people would say no. Some people, so it's really weird, right? How we all have a different level.
Well, it's how the architecture of the structure of what you have and require for your guild and the level of
exactly.
So every guild's going to be different. For us, it's mandatory, and then sometimes I put like less on defense and do more on offense. This time I put standard defense 4 or 3 and 1, and but the thing I'm learning at higher levels is you got to get your battles in because. I won one and then I lost one and then I went to sleep and then by the time I woke up it was cleared. I was like, God damn.
I had the same problem.
It's
I won one and I lost a couple and then you go to bed and wake up and you're like, it's over.
So but as long as your guild's winning, it's no biggie, But that's the structure that we've laid out. But I didn't want to go off too much of a territory war tangent. We've got a roster review. We've got SR Alu. I'm going to think that's Alu. Aliux. I'm assuming that's Alu or.
Hold on.
There's no way.
In the right place.
Aliux. I'm going to say Aliux.
Is it a French pronunciation, romantic with the X?
I'm gonna pronounce it like an ignorant American, just like I am.
So Aliux or Alu.
I like the name of this guild, though.
Yeah, Sithari Reborn.
That's kind of cool.
Yep. So shout out to them. All right. So what are they looking for today, Dr. Finn?
I think we're doing all right in arena.
Yeah, arena ain't an issue.
So he's
says it's Latin.
So he said that, okay, so I'll just kind of read what he wrote because there's a little bit of a background here too. So he originally started playing this game almost at launch, but then he stopped playing for about 10 to 11 months and came back and CLS, roster. Thrawn, BB-8, and JTR were already out.
Yep.
So he's found it difficult to catch up, but he is where he is now. So he said he would like to see if we have any input on what he should focus on farming, dark side, light side, gear on characters, what he should focus on. He has 3 Zetas, whatever 3 Zetas he needs now, he would want to kind of point out, and then his fleet arena.
Sure.
Where
Sweet. I got you. Okay.
So do you want to start with the farms?
Yeah, I'm looking at his
start with the farms.
Okay, so what he is currently farming, he is farming Rose in light side.
Sure.
He is farming Bandor Chewy with dark side.
Sure.
In Cantina, he is farming T3 in mission. And so that covers his
T3.
He already has a Revan.
Yeah, he already has a Revan, so he's not farming those. This is old.
That's old news.
Wait, he just sent that to me. Hold on, where did he? Yes, that is. I copied the wrong one. He's farming Aura. Okay, so hold on. Let me correct it.
Say what in the hell are you talking about?
Damn it, Finn.
Oh my god.
Okay, so let me correct myself here.
Professional streamers here.
So he is so light side he is farming Houndstooth. In dark side he is farming Embo, Vandor, Range Trooper, and TIE Reaper.
Why not?
In Cantina he is farming Aura Singh.
Why not?
And in fleet currency he's using, or his fleet energy he's using Lando and Millennium Falcon. Mm-hmm. In the Guild Event Store he's farming Wampa. In the Galactic Warshop, he's farming Plo Koon. And yes, I am sorry, Alec. He messaged me. He said, you're reading in the old one. Yes, I know.
You bastard, Finn.
Whoops. Hey, while he's got a couple Zetas saved, maybe he should
well, I'm not
finish
saying
off Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano in Guild.
Well, Ness doesn't have one. unless I'm not seeing this correctly. Ness doesn't want to have one. Jolie doesn't have one. He's got a lot of room for Zetas that he can do. Well, it's just up to Jolie doesn't have
But
one.
I'm just thinking
Emphas
about
doesn't have
rarity
one.
farming. I was just thinking about rarity farming. But yes, on Zetas.
Grandmaster Yoda doesn't have one.
GMY doesn't have one?
No.
Maybe he's unique.
It's a good Zeta.
Kylo Ren on Mass doesn't have any.
But his arena team is Jedi, so I would say we put it on his arena team first.
Well, yeah,
right?
Jolie's a priority if he's going to use Jolie. Grandmaster Yoda is a must.
He's already getting ranked 2.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if he's changing, but
does.
I'm just saying. But Ness is one I would definitely do. She's gear 12 7-star. I mean, put the Zeta on her. It's worth it. Thrawn doesn't have any Zetas. Interesting.
He doesn't need a Zeta unless you're. And he
but if for territory wars and stuff, I mean, it does
Makes
help.
the ship faster.
And the
it's
ship.
for the ship, really, at this point. With
I know,
Thrawn.
but it does have its advantages. So you've got some ways you can go with your Zetas. You want to include Jolie, Emphas. I think the priority is Thrawn, Yoda, Ness, Jolie. You can throw Ahsoka Tano in there if you want. Hermit Yoda doesn't have any. Those are 6 Zetas right there that you could focus in on to round out your teams a little bit more. The other ones Zetas you have are great. There's no issue whatsoever with the Zetas you have. 300 everyone on Basila. But yeah, these are just more rounding it off Zetas to help you overall with your roster. So that's Zetas. His roster overall, I mean, my God, not a lot of holes.
His roster's really great. There's not a lot of holes in it at all. I just would like to see Fulcrum done. That's just me.
Well,
I mean, it's not like super necessary, but it just seems like that now would be a good time if he's holding a couple of Zetas, since you can only get her from the fleet store.
Mother Townsend special.
Oh yeah. That's her unique's not done. Oh yeah, let's get that done.
Yeah, that would be that's the only one that I saw just flicking through what he's already done.
I mean, if you want to finish off First Order, you need the 2 on Kylo Ren, First Order Stormtrooper. So there's a lot of ways you can go.
That's an investment, though.
My first one would be Strength Flows on Hermit Yoda.
That's a good one. Yeah, Emphasis is one that I would recommend, or Jolie. Those are the 2 that stick out to me that you might want to do if you're especially going to use Jolie.
Jolie would really help his arena team, because then it gives you the revive.
Oh my God, that thing is such a nightmare to deal with.
In which case, if you do Jolie, you don't have to do Hermit Yoda, but I would do one of them. Whichever one you want to focus on, I think one of them needs a Zeta to be thrown onto your Revan team because he was saying, again, I'm reading the right one now, that he's doing fine in Arena and he's getting into the top 10. So he's doing fine in Arena and he's not really dropping. So he may or may not need any additional push on the Arena side.
He might just want to save one then, right, on his Arena. Save one. I mean, it's not a bad idea to always have a Zeta saved.
I think he's listening because he's messaging me. By the way, Aliux, he said is the correct way to pronounce it. So,
Aliux.
Okay, so
it could have been pronounced either way, Finn. Don't give me that Don't give me that crap. Finn, I'll ban your monkey ass right now. All right, everybody say goodbye to Finn. Where's the mute button?
So, if you're listening, let us know how many Zetas you have.
How do I mute? Okay, I could
Probably
mute.
3.
Okay, I can mute. I can mute on Skype. Well, I have all the power.
So, if you're putting Jolie on your Revan team, then you basically do need his Zeta. His Zeta is mandatory. Yeah. Hermit Yoda Strength Flows is a good one, especially since you're using him, right? The protection game is awesome, and then in the Sith raid, just so much use in terms of the protection game. So I think Hermit Yoda is a really good one. I think Nest is potentially good. It just depends on how much you're using her. If you're going to use her, she basically needs the Zeta.
Yeah.
But if you're not really using her for too much, let's just say you're maybe just throwing her on a Kira defense team or something. I don't know how the rest of his scoundrels are, so we can take a look at that.
My thing's not pulling up, but I can look. Okay, now it pulls up. My God.
Okay, so
how's he doing on ships?
Well, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, ships.
No, I'm just thinking that's another way of boosting your ships is the Zeta. I see. I'm just looking and seeing he's got a 7-star.
He's got. I would say that's a possibility, except for the fact that Why did it just pull up Separatist? I did not hit Separatist. My God in heaven, GG kills me sometimes.
Okay, so he said that he doesn't have any Zetas, but tomorrow he will be finishing a Zeta, and he's planning on putting it on Jolie, which I think is a perfectly fine.
That's a perfectly fine Zeta. That's totally fine. And then you've got a list of another 5-6 characters that you can focus in on. So it just depends on where you want to go through the roster. There's no right or wrong answer on that. So you want to go Jolie, perfect. Maybe do Hermit Yoda next, round off your Jedi, then focus on maybe finishing up Talzin's unique. You've got the 2 on Asajj. So if I could get your roster to go cooperate with me. Yes, I would like to look at bounty hunters. Thank you. Son of
So,
are we ready to go to ships?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just looking overall at his team,
Bounty
and
hunters
so if you wanted
fine.
to build a team around your scoundrels, and I mentioned the Kira team, right?
Yeah,
you do
some
have
scoundrels.
some potential work on that. Your Kira 7-star, but Gear 10, she requires a lot of Carbantes and stuff to push up. So
A plethora of Corbantes.
Zalbar is 7-star, but Gear 7. So you can work on him. The key to this is going to be your Vandor Chewie, though. And your Vandor Chewie is only 4-star and level 50 Gear 1. So you obviously haven't worked on Vandor Chewie. I would say work on him.
Yeah, work Vandor Chewbacca, but that's a huge slog.
Yeah.
Fleet, he's doing great in Fleet, man. He's ranked 34 right now. His front 3, so he's running Thrawn, he's running Houndstooth, 4-star, so potentially we want to work on farming that. He's running TIE Advanced, and for the 3rd one, he's running
Okay, so look, that sounds different. Okay, so what he wrote, so you can get the thing. So he also said that he can make it to the top 10, but he falls into the 50s overnight.
That's something to do about that. That happens.
His lineup is Chimera with TIE Fighter Pilot, TIE Advanced, Houndstooth with Phantom, TIE Silencer, Biggs, and Sunpack.
It's an okay lineup. It really is. And if he's getting into the top 10, then I think he's fine there. I mean, it'd be nice if he could get a little higher. If we look at his inventory, what do you think he needs to work on? I think the 7-star Houndstooth would be
Let's
one.
Look at mods, because I'm seeing
Zeta
characters with 4 and 3-star mods. I just pulled Dengar, and he had like 4 and 3-star mods on Dengar and stuff.
Ooh, no.
Hold on. Let's go look at the mods.
As long as his pilots are there, I don't care about 3 or 4-star. He can have those all he wants as long as the stats are good, but not on pilots.
What's his starting lineup?
Let's filter by
starting lineup: Houndstooth, TIE Advanced, TIE Fighter Pilot.
It's not a bad starting lineup.
It's not. No, it's not. All I was going to say is that I've been playing around with a similar comp, which is it's Ghost, Houndstooth, and Silencer opening.
Isn't that that's the original WTF lineup for Warrior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm bringing in.
He has a 3-dot triangle on Bosk. That has to change immediately. You can't have a tank in ships with a 3-dot mod. No.
Yeah, you need 5-dot mods on your pilots at least.
Yeah, that has to change. Let's see his TIE Fighter Pilot. His TIE Fighter Pilot is sporting all 5 dots, so that's fine, and so was Vader. So it's and so was Thrawn. So Bosk, change out that triangle quickly. That's hurting your ability of your Houndstooth to stay alive. And the other one, and I'm not. So you're running a 4-star Houndstooth. It's relatively squishy. I mean, it can get tanky, but any buff immunity and that Houndstooth is going down very quickly. Yep. So Houndstooth below 7-star is always a little bit of a risky endeavor on defense. What you may want to consider. But
he's farming that, right?
He is farming it, but still, it's only 4-star, right? So he may want to consider switching Biggs into the starting lineup on defense, and maybe he will survive a little bit better. It depends on his arena shard, but the only 2 things I can think of is one, that you have a 4-dot Houndstooth in the starting lineup. So that's going to always kind of put a bullseye on you because Houndstooth is not as good when he's below 7. And the other one is the Zetas on Thrawn. At least it's 1 Zeta on Thrawn. So if you want a Zeta, his unique, that gives you a speed on Chimera.
Ooh. We have a lot of one dot and 2 dot mods. I just searched by them.
Yeah.
So we have 2 dot mods and 1 dot mods on like Bistan and on Resistance Pilot.
I'm fine with that, actually. Especially right now. I'm actually okay with that because he might just be throwing those mods because he doesn't have anything else. But it actually keeps his GP lower if he doesn't use Bistan's ship or anything like that. It helps to prevent inflated GP if you put crap mods on your island, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, but like if he wanted his Phoenix to work, he might need to, put some better mods on them. If he wants his Cassian U-wing to work, he might need to put some better mods on the pilot.
If you're using them, definitely change it.
Stuff Boba Fett. He's got a 3 dot. He's got a 3 dot mod on Boba Fett. Is he using Slave 1 in his ships? I thought we said he was using Slave 1. Is he using Slave 1 or no?
No, he is not.
Okay, but these are some of the characters that I'm just looking at going. We probably want to. Potentially, he's going to want to farm some mods along with slicing materials, just so he has more to choose from.
All right. Anything else we need to look at? A great roster. I mean,
I love the roster. The guy's doing really well, by the way. He's doing really good.
Great roster. All the legendary heroes are done. I mean,
you can also tell he's put a lot of effort in. I mean, you don't end up in the top 50 in ships, and you can get to the top 10. So you don't end up top 10 ships and top 10 in arena without putting in effort.
No.
Right? I mean, so this is putting in effort and thinking about what you're doing. So he's doing a great job. It could be a she. He or she. The player is doing a great job.
It's a he.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any other questions, let me know. Right now, if you want to message me and whatnot, and we can go ahead and answer them. And I think we covered everything here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read again to make sure I didn't miss anything since I was reading an older one.
But yeah, roster looks great. We're just.
Oh yeah, which characters you should gear. You should focus on.
It's up to you, really. I mean, your roster is at a point. I just went through what I could see. You just need to. I start rounding off your teams like troopers, first order.
Gear 11. I really
gear
feel
11.
Like those teams
yeah,
need
get
to
a lot
be
of
gear
characters.
11.
Yeah, gear 11.
Not gear 12.
I would push first order.
Yeah,
gear
you
11.
do gear 11 on those guys. Finish off any characters on your teams that are not gear 11 that you want to use. Get them there. Start getting those Zetas knocked out, like you mentioned. That's where you're kind of at with your roster. It's a good place to be. And the good news is you got all those stores that you're getting all this currency from and stuff that you can use. So it's going to really help you out in the long run. You can start working on gear 12s for characters like you have because unless you're still farming Wampa and Hermit Yoda. Hermit Yoda's done, but Wampa, I think he said he was still farming. Wampa. Let me look. Where's old Wampa?
Yep. He is farming Wampa.
We got to finish up Wampa first. So let's.
Yep, that's what he's working on.
All right, so let's get these other characters to gear 11. Not a ton of characters, but your Rogue One, your First Order, things that you use in other aspects of the game. You can work on the Scoundrels, so your base is like 9. I mean, you can start going down the line and start picking groups of them, like your First Order, get them to gear 11. Go look at your Rogue One, get them to gear 11. It'll just help you in the long run in territory wars, territory battles, those kind of things that help you and your guild be more successful. It'll give you a lot more options on raids and stuff like that. So, you've got some things, but just focus fire on one at a time. Keep your Zeta progress going. Your final ships, keep your ship farming that you're doing going. The characters you're actually farming, no problem with because you farm the hell out of everything else.
Finish off the rarity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple characters where he's not quite at 7-star. I would finish off the stuff to 7-star. Get him to 7-star. Work on that rarity on a couple of these.
All right. And if you have more questions, then you know where to find us. Reach out to us, and we'll be more than glad to answer any of your questions. But great job on your roster. It looks really solid, and I think you're in a great place. Just keep doing what you're doing, my friend. I'm really digging it. Now, usually we go to Weird News Monday. I only have 3 stories because Skype is not cooperating with me for the other 3. So Finn put them in there, but Skype is just...
Do you want me to post them somewhere else?
Discord,
I'm just having all kinds of problems.
I can post them in Discord.
Well, I don't even know if it's... I'm having issues here, Finn.
I'll give it a shot. I'll post it in Finn stuff, and we'll see if it manages to work. So we can get all of them. Let's see.
You better work. Do your thing on the runway.
Okay.
Is one of them about raking the forests?
All right, let's try.
Oh
this
God,
again.
we're not even going to talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So
That's a
while
different
we're waiting for Ranger to do this, let me answer a question that was actually asked on the Discord.
Okay.
And there was a question asking if we could explain what the nerf to Bosk was.
Okay,
so-
I think we should do that. That is
Yeah.
great.
So-
So, in some ways, it's a nerf to just contracts and payouts in general.
Well,
think.
kinda. No, it really is a nerf specific to Bosk. So here's essentially what the update was. The update was that on the leader ability of Bosk, whenever you attack somebody that is the weakest enemy, that triggers your contract, right? And you have to attack them a certain number of times. It's a pretty simple contract in order to get out, and that's part of what made Bosk really good. And so all you had to do, attack the weakest enemy 10 times. What was happening, and I don't know why they changed this, but what was happening was that if you were attacking, let's say, a taunter, a tank that was taunting, you start attacking him, he is not the weakest by far, right? But he's taunting to try and protect whoever was the weakest. Well, once you attack him enough, he becomes the weakest because now his active health and protection are low. And so what was happening before is that, let's say you called his hunting party and the first 2 attacks were when he was like the strongest, but after the second attack, he was the weakest. The attacks of the other 3 bounty hunters would then count. And so you would start reducing your contract even by attacking a tank, because it would be the weakest during the middle of your attack. Well, what they changed was now that it only is affected based on who has the highest health and protection at the start of the attack. Meaning that if you did hunting party and you were attacking a tank and they had high health and protection, everybody attacks it. The tank may have become the weakest somewhere in the middle, but you don't get credit for any of those hits with the contract. Now, to what you were saying about the contracts in general, Grande, that was not what is happening with Django. So Django has his contract, which is you have to hit a debuffed enemy 20 times. Well, if there was a target that didn't have a debuff at the start, and you called everyone to assist, there's video of this, and Arnold and Mobile Gamer kind of showed it on one of their videos too, where the contract would start to reduce after the debuff was hit with the first attack. And so it didn't start out with the debuff. It got a debuff after the first attack of the action, and then the contract was paid out, or not paid out, but the contract was reduced or increased in percentage with the remaining attacks. And so essentially they have nerfed the way that Bosk is working, because it doesn't fit with what the description is. The description doesn't say anything about the target needing to be the weakest at the start of the attack. It just needs to have an attack on somebody that's the weakest. The reason this is a problem, though, is that there are so many tanks that now have healing in their team that the only time they're the weakest is during the action of the actual attack. And so if somebody else heals, let's just say that you're attacking General Kenobi, right? And Kenobi is now going down in hit points, and at some point in the middle, he becomes the lowest. Well, if you have a Jolie or a Hermit Yoda or somebody like that that just heals up, well, now Kenobi's going to heal up, and the next time you're attacking, he's no longer the weakest. And it becomes harder for you to get those 10 hits on the contract. Is it the biggest nerf in the world? No, not really, but it is a nerf to Bosk for a reason that's really, really unclear right now as to why they made it so that this contract is only taking effect for Bosk at the start of his turn, and it doesn't seem to be affecting Django, or Django in particular is the one that I was seeing that it didn't affect. They may be related to a new character that's dropping, because we've seen this before, and that's why they constantly nerf Nute Gunray over and over again, because it may just be an ability that contracts with a new character that should be coming out soon. But that's the nerf to Bosk. For those of you that are wondering what the Bosk nerf is that everyone is talking about, basically that it makes it a little bit more difficult for your Bosk led teams in order to get their payout, because you don't attack the lowest player usually, or the weakest enemy you don't attack them multiple times with the hunting party, and so it becomes more difficult to get additional attacks on it versus the hunting party, which would typically get you probably about 2, maybe 3 hits off the bat when you used it. So that's the nerf.
I blame Finn.
Yeah.
All right, I've got those news stories up.
All right.
So first one is firefighters discover alarm was a parrot's imitation. Awesome. A British fire department, oh, Mike, your peeps, said firefighters rushed to the scene of a fire alarm only to discover the culprit was actually a parrot mimicking an alarm noise. North Hampshire Fire and Rescue Service said an alarm monitoring service called a homeowner in the Windsor Close area of Daventry, England, Wednesday when a fire alarm was triggered at the house. Is this what you guys are using for alarms over there, Mike?
Yeah, that and people yelling, "Oi, there's a fire!"
You should You should get a parrot, Mike, and just train it to recite words that Sweary Daughter says.
Oh my!
That would just scare anybody that walks into the house. Just walk into the house. Ah, who the F are you? Ah!
Oh my god!
That would be the greatest moment. The Sweary Daughter alarm, brought to you by Grande and Grande.
Oh, and for those that are really brave, the Sweary Daughter sat nav.
Turn here now, you
wanker!
You wanker! Golly.
You bloody went the wrong direction.
I swear, I don't even know why I bother with you.
Oi, numbnuts! I said left.
Father, why are you not listening to me, Father? I told you the proper direction. You're such a beep, dumb beep.
Let's face it, that's all it would be. I don't know where I'm going.
Why is my navigation beeping? Oh, it's censoring itself.
Awesome.
We need a whole line of swear.
Turn left, you plonker.
Oi, numbnuts. What do you think you're doing?
Awkward moments.
All right, Taco Bell celebrates with Thanksgiving sweaters. Yeah, the picture says it all. Fast food chain Taco Bell is getting into Thanksgiving spirit by riffing on the tradition of the ugly Christmas sweater. The chain teamed with Ugly Christmas Sweater Company Tipsy Elves to create 2 sweaters and 2 varieties of leggings that celebrate both Taco Bell and the tradition of Friendsgiving, a Thanksgiving dinner shared with friends instead of family.
Can I say that I love the blue one?
I want one.
It's a taco that has turkey legs on it.
It's
like
pay me to.
My God, that's so awesome.
So if
I can
wants
see
to
friend
donate for Ranger running the marathon.
Hell no! Not even a possibility.
I'm not even gonna ask Ranger to run.
There's the money covered there, mate.
Oh my God.
No, not happening. All right, so there's that. Next one is Fred Flintstone caught speeding on Florida.
Wait, what?
Let me read it. It's fantastic. His car looks like the Flintstone mobile.
Fred Flintstone caught speeding in Florida.
Authorities in Florida said they pulled over Fred Flintstone for speeding in his footmobile was actually a disguised smart car. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office said Fred Flintstone, a.k.a. Don Swartz, was pulled over for speeding in the Meadows Bedrock Point subdivision in Wesley Chapel. Photos released by the sheriff's office show Swartz was driving a smart car decked out to look like the Flintstones' famous Lake Power footmobile. The sheriff's officer said Fred Flintstone was released with a notice to appear. The office thanks Swartz and his wife Trina for being such great sports. Oh my God, he's actually got the thing in front and wearing the Fred Flintstone outfit.
That's hilarious.
Yabba dabba doo. Oh my God, that's fantastic. All right, next one. Man breaks record for eating.
Did you see what it's just a still shot for the video.
Yeah, I had a shot.
See what the hashtags were?
It said yabba dabba doo.
No, but below that there's hashtags. It's hashtag Flintstones, hashtag speeding, and there's another one, hashtag because Florida.
Why not? All right, next one. Man breaks record for eating corn with a toothpick. Okay, an Idaho man visited an Illinois visited an Illinois library and broke a Guinness World Record for eating 241 corn kernels with a toothpick in 3 minutes. David Rush, who previously set a record at the Oak Brook Public Library last year when he balanced the pull cue on his sweater for 1 hour and 3 minutes and 14 seconds, returned to the library to attempt the corn kernel record. The thing that throws me off about this picture, he's eating corn with a toothpick, and he's wearing a shirt that says MIT. If that is not the biggest oxymoron I've ever
I wasn't the only one that saw that.
I ain't no oxymoron. I mean, me, corn kettle with a toothpick. Oh, my God. Someone says, it's a ridiculous talent to have, Rush told the Chicago Tribune. I practice screwing a lot to prepare for the size of the plate, spreading out the corn, and the best toothpicks to use. Well, congratulations to you, buddy. I mean, I can't even, no. All right, next one. Let's see here. Monopoly for Millennials swaps real estate for experiences. Monopoly for Millennials, Hasbro's latest version of its classic game, skews the board game's real estate theme, declaring you can't afford it anyway. The game features numerous pop culture stereotypes of the millennial generation, including trading in the house and hotel, buying aspect of the board game for collecting experiences such as attending a music festival or dining at a vegan bistro. Adulting is hard. You deserve a break from the rat race, the game's tagline reads. The game pieces include an emoji, a bicycle, a hashtag, and a vintage camera. Monopoly for Millennials is already sold out on Walmart.com, but it's still available in stores. That is awful.
You know what? I bet you the go to jail section says get a job.
Oh,
no. I bet you the card says. I bet you the card says, "Take an Uber and pass go."
Oh my God, that is brutal. All right, last one. Armed and delicious. Armed and delicious. Turkey chases police car. Police in Massachusetts shared video of a suspect considered armed and delicious, a turkey that aggressively chased after a patrol car. Officer Darren Derby of the Cheshire Police Department shared video of the turkey running after Officer Dylan Vandalowski's squad car while he drove at a slow speed on a city road. Derby said the turkey had attempted to climb into the vehicle through an open window when Vandalowski started driving away. Any information on the whereabouts of this subject, please call the Cheshire Police Department. Do not approach as the subject is considered armed and delicious, Derby wrote.
Winged and delicious, right?
Where are the jackets for the police officers?
Well, more importantly, where was Grandi on this? Guys!
Jackets don't work on turkeys.
There's a big chicken chasing me right now, gobbling.
It depends on how big of a deal you are. If you're a really big deal, then your jacket still works.
Oh, I was going to say you need trench coats.
Guys, this big cockadoodle chasing me.
I'm telling you.
He's trying to get in my car, guys.
Oh my gosh. This is like the third story we've seen like this. Didn't a duck attack a man? I'm telling you, these guys, these birds do this, man. This is dumb. And we have a parrot that decides it wants to act like a fire alarm in England. I'm telling you, it's like that Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. These guys are doing everything.
Apparently, geese are better than guard dogs at guarding.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
you don't want to mess with a goose.
But only at certain times when they have young, they will be aggressive. You know, when they're nesting, they are super aggressive.
We have a couple parks around here, and they have ducks. And I'm telling you, the mama ducks get really mad when you walk up close to those baby ducks.
Oh yeah.
Are you saying orange sauce as you do it though? Because I hear that vexes them somewhat.
Here,
orange sauce.
You're picking
orange sauce.
All right, so that's all the weird news for Monday, November 19th, 2018. All right, and if you have news stories you think you might want to share with us, send them to Dr. Finn, and we will post them up. But it's usually per week, so if you find anything funny, let us know and send it to Dr. Finn. All right, so we've got through the roster. We did Weird News Monday. Now it's time for...
But Grande, did you hear about the bird that got stuck in the church?
There's a bird that got stuck in a church.
Yeah,
Man,
everyone was really fascinated, but it just turned out to be a cardinal.
But they can still do a lot of damage. I'm telling you.
It's true.
Shame.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
Awful.
I don't know. Eventually we're gonna get geese talking. You know what language they're gonna speak? Portuguese.
I love it. I love it, Finity.
I can't.
I love it, Finity. Hey,
guys.
Finity. Hey, Finity. Do you know how you get a squirrel out of a tree?
No, how?
You pull down your pants and show it your balls. I screwed up
Show
the
it your
joke.
nuts.
Yes, you did.
Totally screwed up the joke.
Those ball-eating squirrels, you know.
Just show the squirrel your balls.
Hey, Hector. Yeah, Jim.
You're nuts.
That guy down there, man.
That was terrible. I messed
What do
it
we
up.
do?
Oh my god.
We were getting farming them balls.
But you know what? The delivery was almost better.
Oh my god.
That was terrible.
I think we're gonna start something, Grande. I think we're gonna get everybody to buy a bird now. You know what the best time to buy a bird is, right?
What's the best time?
When they're cheap.
Oh my god. All
Okay.
right. Are we question time? Question time.
I can't get
All right.
past the ball thing. I really can't.
I know. I'm telling you, I totally screwed that one.
That's good. That's got to be a shirt. I'm making a note of it.
Yeah. Two
Make
pictures,
a shirt.
a couple squirrels on there with balls in their hand. Like, yep, that's us.
That's us. We're like dogs with big furry
I
tails.
thought we were supposed to collect nuts. Grande said balls.
Yep.
I'm
Just show the
confused.
just show the squirrel your balls. That's the way to catch a squirrel.
Uh-oh, he's trying the old ball trick. I'm not gonna fall for that again.
Why is that guy showing his balls to the squirrel?
No,
Oh, he's trying to just make friends
What
with
is
it.
the man in the park doing? Oh, honey, he's trying to feed the wildlife. Ignore him.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. First question is from What Else 73. He says, "Question: Now that I have Treya double zetaed, thanks, stayed on target. Should I use the next one for Nest or Maul, like you mentioned last month, or is it for Fallen Bastila, somebody else, etc.?"
No, it's definitely Nest. Out of those three, I'd go Nest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would too. First of all, your Nest is farmable. Your Nest is going to make the Nest is plug and play, man. I think Nest makes a lot of sense for most people's teams. I mean, let's look, if you're going to run Trey in Arena, let's make sure you did Scion, right? I mean, let's make sure you did some of these other Zetas. You know, if you're going to use Thrawn in Arena, or if you're going to use Palpatine in Arena. But if you're done with that, then Nest would be a great choice.
And to clarify, the reason we said Maul was because at the time, the Maul team with the Triumvirate and Nest was the counter.
But it doesn't work as well now.
Now it doesn't work as well, and you use Fallen Bastila, but Fallen Bastila does not need a Zeta. Repeat.
No.
Fallen Bastila does not need her Zeta. Do not Zeta F and BS.
Go read it. Go read it, and you'll realize why it's not needed. It gives foresight to 2 characters. That's it. 2 characters. And we have
for
a lot
one
of
turn,
abilities.
and it disappears on their turn.
It's really dumb. So it's a terrible Zeta. For such a great character, it's a terrible Zeta.
Yep. So don't put a Zeta on FNBS. You don't need her in order to be Revan teams if you have the properly modded Triumvirate. Okay. Next question.
Show me your balls. Okay, next question.
I ain't no squirrel, Grande.
Yeah.
All right. Doja-san question. Can I get a mod review only, not a roster review, just a one-on-one later on Discord from one of y'all? Thanks.
I am busy today, but with other stuff. But Grande,
well, there you go. Grande is willing to help.
Hit up Finity or I in a PM.
I would help you too. I'm busy for until Wednesday because it's a shortened work week, and so everything is squished in for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday.
That's what she said. Everything's squished in.
Oh my God, Grande, what is wrong with you? You are doubly being mentally damaged more than usual.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Really, Grande? Do you kiss a diseased bird with that mouth, Grande?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Because if you do, you got to be careful because you might get chirpies.
Oh my God! Shut up, Finn. Quit.
I love it. I love it. I
Quit.
love Finn. I got him. I
Damn
got
it,
him
Finn,
funning
quit
and
doing
everything.
that.
He's perfect. I love it.
Next
You know, if
question.
you keep saying them, he will stay. He'll stick around.
He's doing a great job. Keep going, Finn.
Next question is from WhatElse73. It says, question, what does the 1 millionth viewer of Mike's channel get as a prize? If it's something good, it was probably me. If it's something bad, it was probably Finn.
Yeah. What is that?
Mike?
Well, because it actually, I don't know who the 1 millionth viewer was.
Yeah, there's no way to know that either.
Chances are it's probably me.
Oh,
No.
Mike, what did you
No,
call yourself?
What I've already spoken to the girls, and we're gonna do a video.
Oh,
The three of us. So
God help
Nice.
you will actually see sweary
Pants-
and driving.
Pants off, dance off. Pants off, dance off. Oh, sorry. That was a terrible show in the United States a long time ago.
I still remember that. It was VH1, right? I think it was VH1.
Yes, it was VH1, like back in the 90s. Pants off, dance off. They had Christmas specials where people dressed up like Santa Claus.
Yeah. It was.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Mr. Pennypinch. Question, when exactly is the 3rd-year anniversary of swgoh? And Finn, I set my mods to Treya lead arena with FNBS and Thrawn and haven't lost a match yet on offense. Thanks.
20.
I think it's the 24th.
Something like that.
Yeah, I was looking this up because I remember having a discussion with somebody about this in terms of the actual date, and it's weird because I think the official listed date is the 24th, but they had like an early release for certain people, and then it was released like a month earlier in Australia or something, wasn't it? Like there was
so we had like soft launch.
There was a couple of soft launches. I think the official launch date is listed as November 24th, but some people may have started earlier too. So, next question, Paul Bracamonte. I need a couple good sets of crit damage mods. Would it be better to farm through mod challenges or the mod store?
Ooh, I'd probably say farm them. That's what I would do. Unless you got all your characters 85 when you're sitting on 100 million credits, farm them.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since he said he needs a couple good sets, which means he needs 12 mods. It's going to be a while before you wait on the mod store. I would just go ahead and do your challenges and try to get it. Alexandru Gross, question, is this team enough for Chewie? He has a Gear 12 Bosk with a Zeta, a Boba Gear 12, IG-88 Gear 10, Greedo Gear 9, and Zam Gear 8. My other bounty hunters are very far. If not, what would you recommend?
Yeah,
definitely Dengar in there.
Yeah.
It would be great if he could get Dengar in there. Dengar would really, really help. Could he possibly do it if he swatched all of his arena mods and stuff? Yeah, and Dengar only needs to be like Gear 9, guys. You could do it with Gear 9 Dengar, maybe Gear 10. But you'd be surprised how great Dengar works. You'd also be surprised how well Cad Bane works even at Gear 9. And it's because you're trying to control the team, right? And Cad Bane gives you another stun. So that's the reason why it could be so helpful.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know what you mean by very far. That's the only thing, right? Whether it's a gear thing or whether it's a star thing, because obviously you need 7 stars.
Correct.
So,
Cad Bane's easy to farm. Dengar, not so much.
Well, Dengar's pretty easy because he's guild store. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
He's a little bit RNG, but you can get like 5 shards a day. Pretty, I would say, fairly consistently.
Okay. I can't remember it. I did it so long ago.
Yeah, no. He shows up in guild store pretty frequently. He's not. I think he is just around 25% that he shows up in his slot. So you should be able to see him once a day. Hopefully that you can get him. So. Next question, Eric Seymour. Question: Darth Revan or Darth Malak in February 2019? I think Malak, but CG may just drop the old Darth Revan on us. $500, please. I think Malak.
So, it all depends, right? I mean, if we see Malak as a marquee, we obviously know what's happening, right?
Yes.
The Jaws music. Dun.
They normally, if they want to do, I mean, look, they're probably not going to want to revisit Old Republic anytime soon, right? So the potential here is if they get it all done by February, so then they can move on to something else. Because otherwise, we're not seeing Darth Revan for like 18 months.
Maybe it'll be Darth Eisner.
We're 3 years without C-3PO.
Oh yeah, that's changing next month. Come on, man.
All right.
I bet you didn't recognize me with the blue arm.
I thought it was red.
I bet you did.
Oh my!
I thought it was.
No, this is Galaxy Heroes, It's blue, not red.
I bet you didn't recognize me with the blue balls.
No, Grande.
Hey, Grande.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what bird can carry the most weight?
What bird can carry the most weight?
The crane.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I hate you so much right now, Finn. It's not even
I
funny.
love it, Finity. I love it.
So, in April, you're going to beat him up, right, Ranger?
Oh, it's going to be a beating he's never received before.
Oh, speaking of April in the marathon, do you know what bird is always out of breath? A puffin.
Finn.
Finn may go the way of
get onto the tit jokes.
Finn may go the way of the dodo here in a little bit.
So we need to take Finn on an airplane ride and throw him out of it.
Yeah. Over the ocean.
Okay, next question.
All right, next question. What else 73? How do you mod FNBS? Speed and potency.
Yep.
Agreed. She gets modded just like her light side counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
I like Life Alert Bastila better because she's fallen and she can't get up.
Okay, that's enough out of you. See what you did, Finn? Damn you, Finn!
All right, next question.
I like
Kazekage too easy. Question, Finn, did you get my message on Discord? So so you're not Kazekage. I keep forgetting what your handle is on.
Put it in parentheses at the end.
What?
They need to put it in parentheses at the end what their other name is, so that way.
Oh no, but I don't. So I think I've responded to everyone that messaged me, but I'm not 100%. So that's why.
Or Finn you need to put in the notes of the profile. This is Kazekage too easy.
Or just feel free to bug me. I don't mind if you guys if I don't respond in like a day or something, just message me again because sometimes I miss the messages. So
we do get a lot of
feel free to message me again because I don't know. I can't say yes or no because I don't know if I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next question is John Davies. Have you guys been watching the new Doctor Who?
Yes.
And if so, who do you like?
I love the new Doctor Who.
I love it very much. I think they're doing a great job with it.
My ringtone is the Doctor Who theme song. I love Doctor Who.
I'm probably the furthest behind. I watched the Rosa Parks episode yesterday.
Yeah.
But you're British.
I know. I'm recording them.
And you get them for free on your. We have to watch it on BBC America.
Well, you get that for free too.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Really?
But anyway, are you liking it, Mike?
But yeah, no, I'm like I like Jodie Whittaker anyway. I think that she's a good actress, and they've kind of gone back to kind of David Tennant kind of Doctor, but
they
female.
have.
I like.
Yeah,
that.
they have.
They've gone back to what worked. To be honest,
she's a little cheeky, and I like
Peter
the fact she's a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I just didn't gel to him as Doctor Who. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, and I blanked that series, especially as they had what's his name in there as well. What's his name? He's got no hair and he's funny. Never mind. Whatever. Matt Lucas.
The chin guy. The guy with the chin.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, yeah. I was dubious about this one because of the granddad. I can't remember
He's a
what
little
his name
funny.
is at the moment.
The granddad's funny. I like
him. He Bradley Walsh, that's it. He's been in soaps and quiz shows over here for years and kind of an entertainer. And I thought that he might be a bit over the top, but he's actually doing a good job. I mean, yeah, no, I'm liking
I
it.
went into it. I went into it with no expectations, and let me tell you, I'm thoroughly pleased with this season.
Yeah, I think the Beebs got it right.
All right.
All right. Next question is, hold on, let me find where I left off. So you got that. So Doja-san question: can we give Big Dio Grande Papi Patron a shout out for actually saying something intelligent today? I mean, finally.
What do you mean?
Oh
He never
no!
hasn't.
What did I say intelligent today? I'm sure I said many things intelligent, but I also say some funny things to kind of get everybody riled up.
Yeah, that's it, Grande. It's what you say.
Hey Grande, what do you call a sick eagle?
What?
What do you call a
What did
sick
I just
eagle?
say?
I don't know. What do you call a sick eagle?
An ill eagle.
That's good.
All right, next question is
I'm not participating in this anymore.
It's from Michael House. It says, question: what's the best team to place on defense in Arena without Revan? It seems like no matter what you put, if it's not Revan, it falls. There isn't the. I mean, I would still say Treya is probably the best one, but outside, I mean, even that's falling now. And that's at the top end of Arena, right? I'm saying more in terms of top 50.
Everybody's arena is different too, right? Everybody's arena is different, and stuff's gonna fall. You know, really and truly, what it's come down to is it's good mods, characters that are well geared with good mods. People have trouble fighting, regardless, and as long as it's the current meta or it's one or two metas back, they'll have trouble with it. Besides that, you're gonna have challenges. So, I mean, if you go in there with a 245 speed Thrawn, you're gonna have challenges with that team, right? You're really gonna have to put good geared characters with great mods on there in order to survive on defense. And even still, you might still fall.
All right. Next question is from Shills.
Is it how does a bird with a broken wing land safely with a sparrow shoot?
Oh my god!
Do you know what kind of bird you can buy at a grocery store? A kiwi.
What's that?
Okay, next question is from Shills Ghost. Is this question: does anyone know if the territory war bonuses will return the way they were with the bounty hunter bonuses, etc., or are they changed altogether? I think it's just for this month, so I'm expecting it to return to normal next month, but we don't have confirmation.
I actually don't think it's going to return to normal. I think it's going to be a new set of characters for next month.
I guess it may depend how the community kind of received this one, right? I don't think they should continue this. I think this was good as a one-time, one-off type thing. I don't think it should be something that's consistent, but that's something up to them. And I don't particularly mind either way. It's just I don't think it should be a consistent thing. All right. Next question, Michael House. What are the minimum numbers you want when rolling mods? I know we are looking for 5 or 6 speed, but what are the other ones to consider? I don't look for just 5 and 6. That's only if you're buying mods. I roll mods if they're 3, 4, or 5, and they're a 5 dot mod. In fact, even if it's a 4 dot, I'll still roll it. There's no slicing after.
So again, right? Everything's a little different. For example, a flat defense of a double digit is really rare, right? A tenacity north of 5 or 6% is rare. A crit chance north of 5 or 6% is really rare. Flat offense over 150 is rare. But again, you're trying to. You have to think. You're not looking for like one stat to overly proc a ton, right? I mean, you can do really well if you ended up with, let's say you're trying to make a tank really tanky, and you ended up with 9 flat defense or 10 flat defense on every mod. The individual secondary stat would not be awesome, but the cumulative effect of 6 of them having 9 defense is really great. So, it's the same thing with flat protection. If you were trying to get protection and you had, Maybe they all didn't run 2,000 flat protection, but they all ran like a little over 1,000. Then all of a sudden you would have greatly helped that one stat, but no mod would have been a quote unquote like mega mod. So the nice thing is you get to use 6 mods to do what you want with your character. We've talked about it before. Typically we like speed sets, crit damage, crit chance. Those are typically the mod sets we like, but we've got characters that do great with potency and characters that do great with tenacity. We typically like, speed arrows, but we've talked at length on this program about protection arrows, crit avoidance arrows, defense arrows, tenacity triangles. We've talked about this, so it's more like you have to know what you're looking for, know what you're looking for, know how you want to mod. And then again, with mods, it's not about trying to find this one great mod. It's about using what the game gives you to the best of ability to make your characters better.
All right. Next question, Mr. Pennypinch. Question for the panel. How big is your turkey this year? I got a 26-pounder. Mine is a 10. I got a small one.
Yeah, we have 2 guests coming for Thanksgiving, so I think my wife got 13 pounds. We'll have like 10 other things. I bet she has ham too.
I like the turkey, but I like all the sides and stuff more. Like a slice, like extra pumpkin pie and mashed potatoes and stuffing, and yeah, it's going to be my day of gluttony before I have to start working out and burning all the stuff that I ate off again. All right, next question, Kazekage Too Easy. Question, Big Deal Grande, can you look at my mods?
Yes.
There you go. Message Grande and make sure that you put it in parentheses that you're Kazekage Too Easy so he knows.
And sacrifice the lamb to the god that is Grande, the Big Deal Patron.
That's true. All right.
Oh, Grande, bless this thy mods.
Hey, Grim.
That they buy.
Hey, Grim. Do you know what kind of bird doesn't need a comb? A bald eagle.
Message for Grande.
I think all birds don't need combs.
York Hunt
Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks. York says thanks for sorting him with 4 Zeta mats dropping today.
Oh, very nice.
Nice. You're mostly welcome. And Dominium Patri.
Espiritu Santos.
They're all questioning you, Grande, because you said tenacity triangle.
So characters, who's questioning me?
You said tenacity triangle.
Sorry, tenacity cross. I apologize.
There we go.
I apologize.
I am no more.
All right. Next question.
I'm such a big deal. I have a tenacity triangle.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Next question is from Dakar. Question, what's the best defensive Revan team?
What's the best defensive Revan team?
Defensive Revan team? Yes.
The best defensive Revan team is probably a good offensive Revan team. You want a really fast Hermit Yoda, and you want a really fast Revan, and you want a really tenacity up Jolie. In theory, you'd like for him to maybe go mildly fast. You'd like a really tanky GK, and you'd like to probably get a little bit of speed on Bastila.
So you're ignoring Grandmaster Yoda.
No, Grandmaster Yoda. What did I say? Did I say it wrong? Speedy.
No, you said a really fast Hermit Yoda at the beginning, I think.
I'm sorry. Really fast Grandmaster Yoda. Dang.
So I was actually with you at that. Because one of the harder teams that I've seen is actually a Revan lead with Bastila, Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, and Jolie. So they don't put in a tank.
Yeah, they're running tankless. GK, in some ways, GK doesn't do a ton for that team.
Right.
So you make a good point here. First of all, Revan can target anybody he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he can put false, and when he does direct focus, it effectively puts it on someone else. And so, yeah, you could actually run that team without a tank, and Bastila dispels taunt, right? So effectively, you've got multiple times where the taunt doesn't even work. So Hermit Yoda might work in a double heal. Might be nice. I could see that. That would work.
All right. Let's start. A few more here. Next question, Don Carlo. Question: I got Executrix to 7-star. My starting lineup is Biggs, TIE Fighter Pilot, First Order, TIE Fighter. For reinforcements, I have Sunfax, Slave 1, TIE Advance. Who should be my 4th? Thanks.
Who would be your 4th reinforcement?
Plo's always a good one.
Are you saying Plo or Poe?
Plo.
Plo Koon.
I would actually say Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron's not bad. What else isn't bad? But believe it or not, if you
First Scimitar.
If you'll double
is he using Cassian?
Double do the reinforcements on Wedge. Wedge is pretty good, by the way.
He is not using Cassian, so potentially Cassian. Although I'm not as big a fan of Cassian under Executrix, but it works.
Honestly, if your battles are going to where you're using your 4th reinforcement, you're doing it wrong.
No! If you're calling in your 4th, run the Millennium.
You could run Millennium. You could
run
the
new
Lando's Millennium.
Lando's Millennium.
If you have his reinforcement ability maxed, if you don't have it maxed, use something different.
Yeah, but that's an option. Always an option. That's such a pain in the ass when you're kind of there and then he comes in and wipes your fleet out. It's great when you do
kills like 3 dudes in one. In his turn. Yeah,
that's why I'm saying Plo Koon. Plo Koon's a great one to call in just to buff up. I mean, you've got so much offense going on already that chances are you're gonna lose or be close to losing some. Throw in Plo, heal everyone, and you can also sacrifice him if you don't have a taunt in there.
That's Mr. Metalbeardy, by the way. That's what.
All right, next question is what else 73 says whose Zeta is worse, FNBS's or Bodhi Rooks?
Ooh,
FNBS's.
Maybe
Bodhi Rook is the worst Zeta ever.
FNBS is just bad for Revan teams, but it's good against other teams because that foresight can help.
Yeah.
Bodhi Rook is defense up to one random rebel ally or something. Isn't it stupid like that?
Yeah.
It gives offense up at the beginning of his turn to one random.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Just use Poggle if you want offense up. Bodhi's not going to help you out that much.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is from Chewy. It says, question, is Thrawn still worth a Zeta? What are the top 5 Zetas today that aren't Revan or Traya?
So Thrawn is worth a Zeta if you're using Chimera as the ship. But that's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to say the top 5 Zetas, dang, top 5 Zetas today, I'd probably still tell you to use. I'd still tell you to go use like CLS, right? Binds all things. I'd still tell you to look at R2D2. We're some of these older Zetas. We'd still look at JTR. We've still got some of the older. The Finn Zeta is still a really great Zeta, right? We've got some Zetas that all of a sudden make the team, right? There's some Night Sister Zetas that we'd say, that the team doesn't work without those Zetas. I don't think there's like one best Zeta. I think it also depends too on the right Zeta for you is different than the right Zeta for someone else based on where you are in your roster and based on where you are in what characters you've geared up and what you've farmed, right? We tell some people to go all in on, Hermit Yoda or all in on Wampa, and we tell other people to go all in on Chewie because it's what they've got. So it's hard to say, oh, this is the best ever. Or this one's not.
I will. Jedi Training Ray, BB-8, crew lead, Bosk lead, and Han Solo unique. Those would be my top 5.
Those are really good.
See, Nest is a good one, and Nest you don't even need a 7-star character for.
But you didn't put R2 at all on that list.
Nope.
No.
I don't think R2 necessarily needs his Zeta. It's good, so is CLS's, but the ones that I look at are the ones that really either you have the Zeta and he's usable, or you don't have the Zeta and he's not usable type of character. And so you could potentially put Jolie, but Jolie's too niche. That's why I like Han Solo, because Han Solo is definitely usable once you put the Zeta on his unique. Like he's just a beast. But he's not really usable without it because he doesn't get that extra punch. And without that, he's just a squishy version of a crappy Leia. So, all right. Next question, Sith Trooper. What is your preferred primary aerostat on Traya? I've seen arguments for both protection and crit avoidance.
So you got to remember, we're only doing that when we're going up against Revan. You could potentially use defense too. I use crit avoidance. The reason why, it's the only spot I can get crit avoidance. So I use crit avoidance for that reason.
Yep, same. I think crit avoidance.
All right. That statement was sponsored by Grande and Grande.
It was. and you had Finity and Grande agree on the arrow, which means it's probably a really good arrow to use.
Nick Merck question, why the hell do all the mods have just 3 speed now?
I've noticed that too. I've been getting a lot that are just 3s.
Oh,
yeah, I've been getting a lot of 3s also.
You're noticing it. I think they were always there. You're just noticing that they're 3 speed.
Yeah, meanwhile there's somebody back at CG going, excellent.
That's probably crazy. The numbers are too high for mods. Let's tone them down a little bit.
These numbers are just too damn high.
All right. Next question, Prallback Amante. Question, is First Order Stormtrooper Zeta still worth it? Ranger?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes the team, personally.
All right. Next question, Nathaniel Morgan. How is this to Ranger and Grim? Question, who's worse, Grande or Finity?
It's tough some days. They both really suck.
I agree.
Dang. This should have been me. Always
like
Grande.
When the stream started, I was fine.
Yeah.
Now I have a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you should do? You should call in a bird in order to kick our asses.
What do you call a parrot that flew away? Polygon.
Do you know what bird you should hire in order to kick someone's butt? Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Oh my god, that's awesome.
All right, next question. David Bond. Question, how many Clone Wars Chewbacca shards are we going to get for the 3rd year anniversary?
Oh, man. At least 3 or 5. 3. We're going to get 3.
I don't think we're getting any. I said this before. I think they're going to give us the data plus enough mats in order to take 1 mod to 6E.
Well, 3rd year anniversary, 3. They usually give 3 Clone Wars Chewbacca shards. There you go.
They didn't give us Clone Wars Chewie last year, did they?
We may have gotten 2.
Remember, for some reason I don't think they gave, but I don't remember for sure. Okay, next question is from Grim. Question, can someone please throw Finn down an up escalator? I think Grim voted for me on that other question. All right, and then Hellenix, question for Grande. With all these bird jokes by Finn, have you gotten approval from the Pope to make Ranger a saint yet? To Ranger, I suggest patience, loss and loss of patience.
Oh man, we're just having a great time. We're just having a great time.
Yeah, that's what it is. Good call, Grande. I'm having a great time.
You, in order to get that kind of stuff, though, you need to go to the King of the Birds. You know where he lives, right? Duckingham Palace.
But don't kiss a diseased bird, otherwise you'll get chirpies.
Sure.
The second mention of chirpies today. See, you got to be ready. All right, that's it for questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn, why don't you close us out and bring us an update on that ACS stuff?
All right. So we have the American Cancer Society fundraiser that we are doing. And so if you guys haven't seen it, Nightbot has been putting the link in there. It is a link to our webpage that has all the different links that you would need for the American Cancer Society stuff. It also has a link to the hat. It's the official hat that we have for RSG. It's our first stitched hat, too. And it's a really cool hat. If you haven't seen it, we have a Stu Strong channel in our RSG Discord. And if you go there, Bimasu is showing it off. I have my picture as well wearing it. And if you want to go to our Discord, we have a new link. It's simple enough. It's realityskevedgamers.com/Discord. That's all you got to type. realityskevedgamers.com/Discord. You will get to our Discord page. And same thing. You can go to realityskevedgamers.com and find the link to our ACS page. We are donating. You can donate either directly into ACS or you can go through our Tiltify campaign. And if you go through our Tiltify campaign, you will have access to a bunch of different rewards and fun stuff. We also still have the challenge for Warrior that we're going to try and fill out here. If we can raise $2,500, Warrior will put a Zeta on any character. And currently, Bodhi Rook is in the lead.
Bodhi Rook.
Bodhi Rook is at $80.01, and Mission, who Warrior would prefer, is at $60. So it's close, but we got to fill the challenge
up
first. Yeah. So we got to fill the challenge first, though. So if you guys want to see Warrior use his Zeta, make sure you guys go to our challenge and you donate there. Again, all the money is going to the American Cancer Society, and we're all having just fun with the money. We also have the challenge from me wearing a wig with glitter and rhinestones. We also have Grande wearing a I am CG Carey's Pool Boy shirt when we go to Disney. So we have a lot of fun stuff up there. So you guys can donate to the American Cancer Society and have some fun with us. We also do have the wristbands. So we have our official RSG Stu Strong wristbands available for purchase on the Tiltify. And for $15 to the American Cancer Society, we will send you one of those. So make sure you guys go to the Tiltify page, get yourself one of those wristbands. It's limited time only during the time of this campaign will those wristbands be out there, and take your pictures, show them off, show your support for Stu as well as the American Cancer Society by wearing those, and make sure you visit the site. So I think that covers everything ACS.
All right. Now for this week, guys, we'll be doing the lunch stream tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm still up in the air about Wednesday myself, so stay tuned for that. I'll have more answers here in the next today on if I'll be around Wednesday or not and what time. So it could affect the Wednesday night stream. We'll still have a stream, but it'll just be someone else doing it. Yay! But please check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Check out our Patreon, and I think that covers everything. So we'll keep you guys abreast of everything that's going on. So on behalf of myself and the RSG crew, thank you guys for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and we will holler at you later. Peace.